This is the book of First John chapter 2 verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai abideth forever. First and foremost, I would like to say, Kala Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great notes from the well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful like 20 brothers out there pushing the word of truth and sincerity. So the world you basically strong pushing me because I want to go into the end of Esau's world, because that's the time we're living in. You know, we're witnessing the end of our enemies, which is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And we're living in a beautiful time, right? That's why we're witnessing the American government collapsing, you know, the economy collapsing. We're seeing the infrastructure here in America collapsing. What else? We're seeing all these different riots, protests, people going crazy, people burning buildings down. You see the American military preparing themselves for martial law. You see the famine coming. You see a lot of things happening. You know, prophecies popping. You know, is popping off, and not just in America, but even other parts of the world, like the UK. You know, pretty much Europe, Africa, China, Russia, everywhere. You know, throughout the whole world, you're witnessing things happening. You see the World War III brewing up. You know, starting to really get intense. So right now we're witnessing the end of Esau's world. That's why I'm reading the scripture, 1 John chapter 2, verse 17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. Exactly. So we're witnessing, you know, the passing away of Esau's world. And the lust thereof, you know, all the wickedness, all the evil, all the temptation that's been here, you know, throughout centuries here in America. And our people fell victim to that shit, man. Our people fell victim to the lust of America, to the temptations and the wicked shit, all the bullshit. You know, our people fell victim to that shit, man. So that's why, you know, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that he's coming to deliver us, you know, the hopeful elect, and destroy everything that is wicked, everything that is lustful, everything that is false, and what else? You know, all the temptation. You know, the Most High is getting rid of that, because who brought that to the table? That was Esau. That's why Esau's the devil, because Esau is the one bringing all this temptation, wickedness throughout the whole world. Okay, that's why the scripture says, you know, that our people, damn, how does it go? Damn, it's in the scriptures in the back of my mind, but I can't seem to, you know, pretty much Israel, you know, fell in love with the ways of the wicked, but they became, you know, more wicked than than Esau, you know, something to that effect. But I know there's a scripture that says that, all right. But like I said, man, right now we're witnessing the end of Esau. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get all right, there's a book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 8, and it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Exactly. So right now we are in the end of Esau's world. Okay, Esau's world is about to collapse. We're right around the corner from the kingdom of heaven, which is what? The world of Jacob. And who is Jacob? That's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We are going to be the rightful owners of this planet, of the whole universe. Okay, the Most High is going to put the spirit upon us to control everything, pretty much in the right way, in righteousness, on the right hand side. Because everything Esau does, he does it on the left hand side. He's the one that jacks everything up. So the Lord is going to put the spirit on us to pretty much cleanse everything, put everything in its rightful order. So once again, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Then, like I said, we're living in a beautiful time. As a matter of fact, there's a book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8, and it says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient spirit is better than the proud spirit. Exactly. So it's better, the better is the end of a thing than the beginning of it. So right now we're living in beautiful times because we are witnessing the end of our enemies, the end of Esau. We ain't gotta see these fucking crackers walking up and down the streets no more, man. Being above us and them living good, living the good life, us living the shitty life in our, in some jacked up places like the different neighborhoods that we live in. We're always stressed out. We gotta pay our bills. We gotta go to Esau to do everything. We even though we try to, even if you try to make your own business, guess what? You still gotta go to Esau to help you out. So even if you try to be famous, even if you think you made it in Hollywood, look at all them Jake celebrities, man. At the end of it all, they died without money. They died pretty much homeless. Everything was taken away from them. So even if these dudes, they might have, Jake might have it good for a couple years, but at the end of their life, you notice that these dudes died penniless, man. They had to have other people help them out. So even Jake that made it in Hollywood, they didn't really make it, man. And if you notice, they died of depressed and stressed out, taking drugs and shit like that. So even them Jakes in Hollywood and them Jakes that are famous, musicians or whatever, rappers, all them dudes, they die depressed and taking drugs and penniless, man. But that's why the scripture says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. All right. Now let me go ahead and get the last scripture. This is not really a long lesson, but just straight to the point. All right, this is a book of There's a book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7, and it says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Exactly. So this is the time we're living in now. That's why we're happy. Even though, sometimes we get vexed because of the shit we see every day. We see homos, we see transgenders walking up and down the streets. We see Esau above us. That's one of the main ones. But we always got to keep in mind, man, we are at the end of Esau's world. Okay, this world passeth away. Remember the scripture says in 1 John chapter 2, as I read, this world passeth away, and the luster of it. So, so that's why sometimes, we get happy too, because we do think about, the kingdom is coming, the world of Jacob is coming, and the end of Esau's world is right around the corner. So, hey, that's why sometimes, we're happy. So it says happy, let me start from the beginning. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Exactly, man. And with that, I'm going to say, call out Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Echad Kadash. Till next time, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I'm going to say shalom.